Welcome back to the Big Rancho. This will be my last Nex Benedict update for now, until more evidence is released to the public. And I think you'll understand why when we get through this video. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, you know what happened to Nex Benedict. You know what happened to them in a bathroom in their school on February 7th in Owasso, Oklahoma. And you've also heard a lot of news from either from me or from other people about the tragic events that unfolded afterward. What we do know is that Nex passed away a day later, on February 8th. According to the reports I have read, they were getting ready to go to a doctor's appointment when they walked into the living room and just collapsed. And the 911 people say that, or the 911 call, the parent was saying that they had a lot of really shallow breathing and they were unconscious. That's what I have read in several news publications in the last 24 hours. What we do know is this should have never happened. This should never happen to any child or anybody. Next, a vibrant, straight A student, loved by their friends. They loved their cat. There was one report that they may have even had a boyfriend that they were really, happy about. These are things that I don't know for sure. I can't verify them, but I have read them in articles and seen people posting on TikTok about Nex. I will say something that the parents said: violence against, threats of violence against Owasso School District or the Owasso Police Department or anyone involved need to stop. From what I've read, I don't think Nex would want violence. I don't think it helps in any way to bring this investigation to a close. All it does is slow things down. All these threats of violence do, though, is put it out there for some crazy nutcase to do something crazy. And we don't need that. I believe there was enough violence in that bathroom on February 7th by 3 teenagers whose parents either didn't teach them right from wrong or were completely oblivious to what they had gotten into. We know that Nex was bullied for over a year. And the one thing that we know about bullies is that bullies almost always have a problem at home. So my suggestion to parents out there is pay attention to your kids. Pay attention to the media they're ingesting. Pay attention to changes in their behavior. And if you think your child is bullying or you've been made aware of it, pull them aside, have a discussion. Now, the Owasso Police Department put out information yesterday stating that they don't believe Nex died from the trauma of the fight directly. Preliminary findings showed they did not die of trauma, and they are awaiting toxicology reports and other testing. That is why it's going to take a while for me to be able to make another video, because it's going to be several weeks until they have all the testing finished. Now, I don't have a lot of faith in the Oklahoma legal system, law enforcement, the state medical examiner. I don't have a lot of faith in anybody in Oklahoma. especially when it comes to do with the passing of somebody in the LGBTQ community. What we do know is that the police are doing an investigation and the family's doing their own parallel investigation, talking to witnesses. We know the police as well obtained search warrants to investigate the school and the bathroom, looking for blood and other evidence of the assault. Um, Even if there's not findings that Nex died directly, from the trauma, I believe the three people who beat Nex and the other student up need to be held accountable for what they did. If it comes out that they don't rule it homicide, then they should still be held accountable for the assault. I am still absolutely heartbroken by what happened to Nex. It doesn't make any sense to me. From all accounts, it doesn't make any sense. From all the information I've seen, it doesn't make sense to me. Nex was bullied for over a year. The school did nothing. And Nex was probably getting bullied before that, but it was about a year ago that the family found out that grandparents or parents found out that Nex was being bullied. It could have been going on before that. And people like Kevin Stitt and Ryan Walters, Chaya from Libs of TikTok, all they do is push a narrative that people that are non-binary or trans or gay deserve to be bullied. And this is what happens when you push that kind of propaganda. Non-binary kids are not a threat to you. Trans kids are not a threat to you. But bullies are. Bullies are a threat. And a lot of times the bullies get off scot-free. Because a lot of times people in this situation do unalive themselves. Does that not make the bullies any does that make the bullies any less, you know, guilty of what happened to them? I truly believe that there should be laws that protect people and punish those that bully people to death. I don't care if it ends up being something that the bully does or if somebody that's been bullied relentlessly just can't take anymore. I've known of too many people who have been bullied or exploited in some way that have unalived themselves. Had a friend of mine from high school, and we don't know why, but you know, apparently he committed suicide, and we don't know why. I became friends with them on Facebook. Found out, I saw that they had posted about them being gay. I was like, oh, that's okay, whatever. And they said they got called, a gay slur at one point, a few weeks before. I don't know what happened after that, but I do know they took their own life shortly thereafter. I don't know what happened. I live 300 miles away. But I can tell you right now that if you have friends that are in the LGBTQ plus community right now, a lot of us are hurting for this child because it shouldn't have happened. So remember that. Always be kind. You never know what someone's going through. And to Nex, I'm sorry this happened. To the family, my deepest sympathies and condolences. It's absolutely heartbreaking to know that this still happens in 2024. And it seems like we're going backwards. It seems like it's getting worse. Anyhow, this has been the Big Ranch Show. I'll see you down the road. Stay safe out there.